Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Lori. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here today.
This is it. This is our fourth webinar on our walkthroughs. If you've made it this far, congratulations. And if you've missed the others, go back and watch the replays. Tracy, today we're going to talk about start to finish, mostly in the room, check in, check out, open, close, managing your bids, making any final sales, close out, and collections. It's all going to be wrapped up nice and tidy in this one presentation. Shall we go off to the info?
Yes. Yeah, it's great content, great things.
Awesome. So I always start off reminding everybody that Auctria has been utilized in over 45,000 auction event fundraisers. Over $500 million have been raised using the Auctria platform. And we are so proud of each and every one of you for making a difference in your communities. And this is just a sampling of those people. If you'd like to be up on that page, let me know. Be happy to include you. And like I said, this is the fourth in our four-part walkthrough webinar series. We've already done common setups. We talked about tickets, tables, and sponsors. We talked about items, donations, and raffles. And today we're going to talk about opening, closing, bids, selling, and collections. And we're going to focus mostly in the room. So first, we're going to start with bidder numbers assignment at registration and at the door, because we're going start to finish here. So I'm going to back up a little bit so that you're in the right place when you're at the event. I'm going to talk about doing what activities can happen in the room, your final bids, your paddle raise. I'm going to talk about batch collections and then credit card and checkout, as well as if somebody wants to pay by check or cash. Who pays by cash these days anymore? Okay, so here's a pictorial view of what the agenda is going to look like. And we're going to just stop and pause and watch some videos along the way. The first one we're going to start with is bidder numbers, though. And I'll leave this slide up here for a second because the check-in and check-out are very similar, or they're in a similar location. Check-in is really simple. You're just going to click a little dot indicator, and that will show whether or not somebody is checked in or checked out. In the video, you'll also see a little credit card indicator to show if there's a credit card on file. And if not, you can hit the plus sign to add one. And then I'll also talk about your bidder numbers. As well as your paddle numbers, your access codes, and things along those lines. And then for checkout, we're going to talk about bidder self-checkout from their item 1 notification of their bidder statements. You'll be able to do individual checkout or batch checkout. And new to Auctria this year, fall of 2022, Apple Pay and Google Pay have been added to the Auctria platform. If you're using Stripe.com, then your bidders can quickly pay with their Apple or Google Pay wallets. So here's just a close-up. I'm going to show you this on the video. See that little dot that's green? That means I've clicked the button and I've checked them in. And because there's a little credit card insignia next to it, that means that there is a credit card on file. The one below that for Carla C is a plus mark. I can add a credit card for her by clicking the plus mark, and see the open red circle. I can click her in by clicking the checked in button. It's really that simple. And of course, like I said, I have a video to show you what this all looks like. I'm going to talk about at registration, at the door, and check-in. Off to the video we go. Here's a quick refresher. When you're setting up your bidder registration, you can do it a couple different ways for your numbers. You can always assign a bidder number when they are registered, or you can never assign bidder numbers. Depends how you want to handle the check-in process. Let's take a look at the check-in process. And here's a little table to show you where we're going and how we're going to get there. And this is how everything looks in the dashboard. I'm going to go to bidder and then check-in. Now I'm going to look at my first bidder. I can see that there's an email address as well as a phone number. I can verify that. I can see that there's a little credit card icon so that I know that there's a credit card on file. Then once everything's verified, just click the open circle. It'll turn green. Then if I want to send an access token, I can do so. That'll go via email and then text if you have text enabled and the person has a text number on file. Let's take a look at somebody that didn't have their information on file for whatever reason. Let's take a look at Betty. So there's nothing under contact there. So I want to ask Betty what information to include. If they want to include a credit card, click the plus button. Go ahead and hit the edit button to update any of the contact information for Betty. And then same thing, I can go ahead and click the checkbox and then send an access token. I'm going to focus on the right-hand side of this chart now. Some organizations want to give out bid paddles at the door. This is what that looks like. So again, I'm going to come to bidder. I'm going to come to check-in bidders. And let's go ahead and start with Carla. I'll confirm that the email address as well as the phone number is accurate. I can see Carla doesn't have a card, so I'm going to hit the plus button and ask Carla for their card, for card information. And then I'm going to add a bidder number from the paddle that I grabbed out of the lot. Then I want to send that information over to Carla. So I click the indicator for her name, and then I do send access token, and I'll get a nice big confirmation bar across the top that that information has been sent out either via text or email based on what's on file. Okay, now that we're at the event, everybody's having a good time. They're socializing, they're mingling, eating and drinking. You're going to make some money in that room. And here's what that's going to look like. You can do so with an online purchases if they're doing bids or purchases from the event website through QR code, or whether you're processing it through the dashboard. Here's an example of a gift card that is up for auction. Or you can set your items for immediate payment versus adding it to the account. If you're doing that as a raffle, if you want somebody to make an immediate payment. Or if you're at the event and you just want to do it via dashboard, somebody says, hey, I want to buy a couple drink tickets. I want to buy a couple raffle tickets. I'm going to show you how to do that too. Off to the video we go. Lots of organizations want to sell stuff in the room, whether it be a drink ticket or a raffle ticket. Let's show you what that looks like. I'll set up a specialty drink ticket. I set it as a for sale item. Click the checkbox. And then at the bottom, I want to bring your attention to where this is going to reside financially, whether it will go to the bidder account or whether they'll have to pay immediately. If they're in the room, then I probably just want it to go to their bidder account. If you're selling merchandise or something online, then you may want to include that as an immediate payment only. Let's take a look at how this would look in the room when you're recording those sales. I'm coming to bidding sales, purchase. I'm going to choose the item. So we were talking about the specialty drink. Now I can pin this. I'm going to repeat this process over and over if I'm going to sit it near the bar and start selling them. So this person wants to purchase 3. I'll go ahead and record a quantity, record the purchase, and I get a nice green confirmation bar at the top showing me that that's complete. Let's go ahead and look at this one more time. How about a heads and tails raffle? We'll set that up as a for sale item and then come back into the system. I'm going to make a sale. Bidding sales, purchase, choose the item, the heads and tails raffle. I will choose the bidder as to who's purchasing that. And again, click the blue button that says record purchase, and I get the big green confirmation bar. The last part we're going to talk about here is your final bids, your paddle raise, and your collections. This is when people get a little worried and a little anxious. It's okay. Don't worry. We've got you covered. You're going to be able to do all these with ease, and it will be streamlined for checkout. That's why you're here with the Auctria platform. So essentially, you're going to record the final bid, record the final paddle raise, and then you can elect to send item 1 notifications or not send item one notifications when you're locking those in. And the reason I'm bringing those up is because if you still have a presentation going on, you may not want to send out those emails at that moment and distract from the discussion that's going on. So that's up to you. I'm going to show you what that looks like up close. And then you can send payments later or batch process or pay at the desk. Bidders can receive a notification with a payment link and can self-pay. And another friendly reminder that we do have Apple Pay and Google Pay within the Auctria platform when you're utilizing Stripe.com. I have a video here for you. We're going to go over checkout, paddle raise, batch collections, individual credit card, and check and checkout. This is a 4-minute and 37-second video. This is great for you to share with your auction team, your volunteers, your helpers that are with you. You can slow this down, pause it, or rewind as you see fit. So here we go, off to the video. Before we look at the logistics and the how-to, I want to bring your attention to what happens when you are recording your final bids and paddle raises. You can turn on or turn off item one notifications. And what that means is when you record that final bid, that final paddle raise, the bidder will either receive item one notification or not. If you're in the room and you're processing things and there's still a lot of activity that's going to happen, you probably don't want to send out item one notifications in the middle of the meal, in the middle of the speaker's program. If you're literally at the end and you want to send out item one notifications, then you can check that box. Within the item one notification, the payments will receive a notification with a payment link that they can self-pay. If you chose not to send out item one notifications, that's okay, because you can still send statements later at any time, or you can do a batch checkout or pay at the desk. And I'm going to show you exactly what that all looks like. When you are in the room and you have a stack of silent bid sheets as well as a list of paddle raises, the quick bid entry page is my favorite place to be. Here you can quickly record your winning bids. You put in the item number, the bidder number, the amount, hit record, and it's that fast. It automatically records what you just loaded. I'll scan down and you can see that right here. And remember, I didn't hit send notifications on this one, so I'm just rolling through these. Here's another one. I'll show you how quickly it is. Put in the item number, the bidder number, the amount, record, and it's listed below. I'm going to do it one more time so that you can see how fast you can get through your stack of silent bid sheets. Your item number, your bidder number, which I'm going to grab right off of there. I'm going to put in the amount and then hit record. And there's your listing of everything that you processed. The paddle raise is similar. You'll see how quickly you can power through your list on this one, and it's a lot of repetitive information. Again, I like going into the quick bid entry page because then I can just file through my list. I've named my paddle raise as an internal item here as PR so that I can find it real quick. And now I'm just going to rip through my list of bidders. I'm going to start with my $1,000, record the bid, and I'm going to pin this item and pin this amount. So everybody that paddle raised at $1,000, that information is going to stay there, and I'm just going to have to put in the bidder number, and I can move through this with speed and accuracy. So if the paddle raise changes, now I'm down to the 500 level. I'm going to put that in and I'm going to pin that amount, and then I'm going to go through all the bidders that have donated and raised their paddle at the $500 level, and I can see it right below. So batch checkouts are easy as long as you have your credit cards on file. Let's take a look at this a little closer. So I'm going to look, I have some balance due here in the region of $5,000. So I'm coming to my checkout. And remember how I said before I can send statements to those that are outstanding? This is how I can do that. I can send a statement and then I can hang out for a little while and wait for them to pay. Or if I know that they have a credit card on file, I can come down to my batch checkout area. It'll show me everybody that has a credit card on file. Click the top box and click checkout bidders. And that's how quickly it's going to process those that are on file for me. Let's move on to an individual credit card collections or checks if somebody wants to pay that way. This is usually at a desk type thing. So I have my bidder number, I pull them up, and then if I'll ask them if they want to pay for the credit card charges that are on file. If they say yes, I can go ahead and process their credit card. And then I will click the blue button that says make payment, and it's that simple. And then they'll get a bidder statement that goes out. And how about people that want to pay by check or cash? Same thing. You find your bidder, and then I'm going to slide down to the area for payment method, and under other, I'll choose check or cash. After I've received that money, I will click make payment, and then the bidder will receive a statement. And I always show this at the end of these videos. You can set up a test event within the Auctria platform with your data. Go to auction, click create test auction, and then you can have a test environment where you can test out your bids, your sales, your dashboard, your collections, and it will keep your real data clean, and you can utilize that with your staff, your volunteers, and make sure that everybody has been trained appropriately and everything's working as you had expected it to. So like I said, this is the fourth in a 4-part series. If you want to go back and watch the others, they're available for you to view. And then the Auctria Launch is an add-on service that you can add on to any Emerald or Diamond plan. Tracy, tell us more about Auctria Launch, would you?
Oh, thanks, Lori. Yes, we have a couple of add-on products, Auctria Launch and Auctria Assist. Now, our launch is a great service where our Auctria specialists help with your event setup to help ensure it just runs smoothly. It's designed for those who want to leave the setup to the Auctria team. It includes 3 video calls and ongoing chat support. And one of those calls, so your review call, can be a training call before go live. And we also have Auctria Assist, and now that's an a la carte service. It's a 45-minute video call that you can purchase individually. You can ask questions to our Auctria specialists, and we'll help provide the answers. We'll share, we'll screen share, and we'll look specifically at your event.
Awesome. Thanks, Tracy. And then stay in touch with us. We post regularly to Facebook and Twitter. On Pinterest, follow our boards. We have over 500 pins that go directly to donation request pages. We post all of our videos on YouTube. Tracy, you know what I say, our Facebook group, Auction Team Talk, it is
the nicest group on
it
Facebook.
Really,
and on the internet. How about that?
It really is. People like you are hanging out on there, talking nothing but auction event fundraisers. We have auction and event fundraise professionals that are on there that chime in as well. You can always email us hello@auctria.com. Tracy, I give you the final word.
Oh, well, thanks, Lori. Thanks for joining us on these webinars. And again, this is the last of the series of 4 in the walkthroughs. The other ones are going to be posted on our webinars page, auctria.com/webinars. And we hope that you found them helpful, that you can go through them, and that it really, most of all, we wish you a great event and that your bids soar and that you crush your fundraising goals. Thanks for joining us.